Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner. And no, it is not a match preview, but a mid-season review, yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. With my panel, we'll be looking back to the first few months of the season, yeah, 2025-2026, yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns. And I'm joined by regular faces on the channel. I'm joined in Lupulane Lokhodi, aka Tebza, as well as Malumo Grand. Gents, are you all well?
I'm good, Aizo. I'm good. Thank you for the invite once again. Good to see you, Malums.
Yeah. I'm also good, gentlemen. Happy to see you once again. All in one room, but different locations. The room being the Yellow Corner.
Yep. And before we start, gents, I think it's only appropriate that we start by congratulating our ladies team on winning their 6th league championship in a row. And at the rate things are going, they might get to 10 in a row before their male counterparts. Congratulations to Coach Godfrey Sapula and his technical team and Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club ladies as a whole, man. May their success long continue. Big ups to the ladies. And yeah, man, let's get into it, man. By the way, I want to say something to you, Pula, the top that you are wearing after hearing Coach Hugo Bruce's comments in that press conference. But yeah, man, we are not here for that. We as it is, most Sundowns, man. Yeah, guys, I want to start on the players. Our acquisitions at the beginning of the season. We signed, I think, 4 players in Nuno Santos, Resinho, Fawaz Basadin, and Tsiki Ntshabeleng. Your thoughts on our recruitment at the beginning of the season? I will start with the senior citizen in Lipula.
My thoughts on our signings, the 4 guys that came in, whether at the beginning of the season or mid-season, as we had started. I'll start with Basadin. Initially, as per the preview, he was a name that I said I would have liked to see that we bring in, but Malume had initially brought up the name. What's his name? Had brought up the name that from the development Sevilla. Yeah, I think its name is Sevilla. So I was okay whether Basadin comes or not, but since he's been here, I'm very disappointed due to the lack of game time that he has gotten. But I could also understand that probably because of he still needs to integrate properly with how Sundowns applies themselves or should be applying themselves compared to how he was being used post Stellenbosch. Remember, now he's under pressure to fulfill probably the same aspects of the game as Mutiba does in terms of inverting, and being more of a threat when we are going forward. We are thinking probably he needs to model his game around that. So due to that, I can't really say he's been a bad addition or not, because he hasn't played that much. But I also hear that he's got injuries now and then, which also does not help him in terms of fighting for minutes, at the training ground. When it comes to Tiki, I haven't seen enough of Tiki. People who knew him Bako Istrandu used to say he's a very good player, and the clips are YouTube. I'm not a fan of clips YouTube because it's purely for marketing purposes. But I want to dribble about right after how's the ball if it's a guy who's maybe you go to Maripalo, play rugby short, But from the little bit of touches that I could see, he's a more attacking player, a player who wants to go, at defenders, a player who wants to do neat passes between him and his teammates going forward. So I think in terms of Kibu Matemba is one type of players, Kumkulis. That's where I would see him as a 10, unless other people understand him as an 8. But I don't see the 8 in him from the little bit that I saw. Then the 2 European guys, Santos and Resinho. I've seen more of Santos than Resinho. They are both. You could see that there's football brains behind both of them. You understand? They've all properly developed. They both. I think they're more prone to going forward, and I think they get frustrated by how things are being done, because under Cardoso, we are doing more of keeping the ball in the middle, playing backwards, because we don't have an idea of how to thread the ball forward or even attack. We don't know how to use the ball in terms of attacking the spaces or even between play or even, the ball behind the strikers. Because when you see them play between themselves, they interchange the ball quickly between themselves and try and open up a gap for a ball behind the strikers, So I think we haven't seen, I haven't seen enough of them to judge them because of how things are conditioned for Sundowns. And obviously it's a new environment for them also. And the playing surfaces are not as smooth. You go Kwako, Mpumalanga, you find a different pitch. Lucas Moripe, Uchola, so in terms of the European pitches, they are more smoother, well conditioned. Things are easier that side, and obviously weather conditions might be affecting them also, to get to speed with it. But one thing I was shocked about the two is that they've got the same contract Le Allende, which is you're gonna always play, But time will tell if that's the thing. But I wouldn't expect otherwise. I mean, you can't come from Europe to go benching, but which is very unfortunate for the likes of the guys that we know we've got here back home. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents about the 4 recruits.
First subject, first topic, Njen, you already firing shots, Njen. Hey, Malums, the floor is yours.
Also, apologies to my background sound. They are a bit like lightning and stuff, but yeah, I hope everything goes well. To my side, with Pasadena, Ziggy, Santos, and Rezino, I will give my honest opinions on the 2 Europeans because those are seen much. Those are the 2 players that have gotten more minutes than the 2 South Africans. With Upasadin, at first I didn't understand his signing. It didn't make sense to me. I felt like we didn't need him. Yeah, so I don't want to dwell on much on him because I was speaking from a point of where I don't understand myself. And then we don't see again. I haven't seen him. A few touches, and also as the senior mentions that we cannot conclude on YouTube videos. We need to see this guy. Give this guy 2 games, and then let us decide on it. Give this guy 2 games, and then let us decide. So I cannot say anything. The Eastern people can speak. They can say whatever they wanna say. Junior Kanye is also try to liken him to Umshishi. Also, I feel like Seraya Papa. We cannot go there. Guys, you must show us the talent. We need to see the talent. Don't give us something that we've seen and then you just conclude it. Yeah. But away from that, Sancho's Rezino, tactically good, technically good. The technique is there, the passes are there, the movements are there. Like you can see, these are properly developed players. And then one of them was in the junior ranks here, Portugal national team, played with Abu Rafael Leao, and then you see Abu Rafael Leao, they interact with this guy, Osanso. So you can see he's up just up there. But coming to Sundowns, I feel like he has given us a good dimension, given us another profile that we never thought we could see from Sundowns that comes from Europe. So I am content with them at the moment, but I still need to see more of them, see more of them in terms of defensively wise, because offensively on the ball, they are very good. They find you where you are sleeping, of which I feel like our strikers can feel a lot from more, especially Rezino. Rezino is too good, man. He's too good. Like that guy can spot the last action when the ball comes on his feet, you can see that he already knows what's going to happen with this ball that is on his feet. But also having the coach that we have, I feel like we cannot use them both at the moment. But I will further explain myself why we cannot use them both if given a chance in this preview. But yeah, I am content with the 2 signings, but I still need to see more. I need to see why they are Europeans, why are they here in South Africa to show that they are a different grade to what we have in South Africa, not to be mentioned as like European rejects as the Twitter people or people from the street would say where the Sundowns are signing rejects. So I want to see why this guy was in the national team. Portugal. Yeah, I feel let's see what do they have in the last half of the season. Since in the first half of the season they've shown that there's good that we can receive from them.
All right. Yeah, no. My 2 cents on the signings, almost very similar to your sentiments, gents. I think we've seen more of the two Portuguese boys than we've seen of the two SA-born players, And from what we've seen, I think we can all agree that they look like good players, And I think what has worked against them is that they didn't have preseason with the team. You can tell that endurance now. After 60th minute, you can tell no, they are tired. So they acclimatizing to a new country, having come late into the country, I think didn't do them any favors. So I think it's only fair that we give them the whole season to judge them later on season at the end of the season, But Debs are brought on a point that I'm trending with right now, Hore. They are seemingly being played like Allende in terms of the contracts. And at times you can tell the guys are tired, they need to be taken off, but no, that isn't the case. And yeah, man, both of them for me, very good players. Fawaz Basadin, I highly rate Fawaz. Everyone who's watched this YouTube channel knows how highly I rate Fawaz, And I think it's difficult to judge him as yet because he hasn't had any game time if we are being honest. A few minutes here and there, you can't judge a player like that. And like you said, Devs, we don't know whether he's injured or not, because that's one thing that upsets me or a lot of us Sundowns when it comes to communication. It's like they hold on into information as if, I don't know, man, it's highly confidential information. No, let your fans know, Hore, these are the players who are injured and they will be out for a certain period. There's a press conference that Cardoso did a while back when I can't remember when he was asked about Tumvala, and he said people don't even know that Tumvala is injured. He's going for an operation in the next interview. And at the end of the day, we attack Cardoso when we because we're thinking he's not playing so and so, and not knowing that those players are injured, and it's not fair on him because it is beyond his control if players are injured, but the club needs to meet us halfway and tell us certain players are injured so that we don't attack the coach unnecessarily, And then as for Tsikimelera, he arrived here very late and he hasn't had any minutes. So yeah, it's difficult to give an opinion, and because it won't be a fair opinion if we're being honest on Majida Anu. Jens, what's the one thing that has impressed you so far this season, in the first few months of the season when it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club? Malums, I will start with you.
My brother, allow me to read you the numbers. Let's look at Sundowns in numbers in different three seasons. The season between 2023, 2024, and the season 2025, 2026. So I have the first 12 games that we have played, and now in the season of 2025, 2026, we have played 18. So the season 2022, 2024, we played 12. We won 11. We drew 1. We didn't lose any game. We amassed 34 points, scoring 23 goals and conceding 3. The season after 2024, 2025, 12 games, 11 wins, 0 draw, 1 loss. 83 points, scored 24, conceded 5. And then this season, we have played 18 so far. We've won 7, draw 5, lost 1. And then we have 26 points. Scored 20, conceded 7. Now it tells you where we are going. I would say I am not happy with what I've seen so far in this current season. So the Mamelodi Sundowns standard is dropping, and it's dropping at a very, 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 very high rate, of which you cannot point out, Hori, can we change the status now in the next coming 5 games if we fail to win our 5 match blocks? like we used to. This season alone, the first five we couldn't win, get 15 points. The second one was very horrible. The one that we're going to now, we're not hopeful. So these first 12 games, they don't define any good on my side. So I am not happy with the coaching. I am not happy with the game approach. I'm not happy with the player usage. We are so very one team fixate. Like you can easily predict the team. You can easily predict how are we going to move the ball, how are we going to set up, how are we gonna exchange the ball. It will start from the back, go to the middle, and after the middle, it will just do the seconds in the middle, and then up until you go into a point that it's a turnover, and then we start running. We give the opponents our target. Our target, we either consider it's like a lousy goal, or if we don't consider a lousy goal, comes whereby we do that professional foul, we get a card, or we get a set play in a very dangerous area. So our first half, should I say, of the season is not looking good on my side. I'm not happy. The numbers speak for themselves. Whoever is happy about 5 draws for Mamelodi Sundowns in 13 games, then I don't know which Mamelodi Sundowns you are supporting, because winning 7 out of 13 games, then you are not a champion enough. At least if we were showing to a champions, it should have been at least win at least 10 and lose 3, or draw 2 and lose 1, and then score goals as well. But now, 26 points, and then we're letting that other team from that team that normally rents out facilities to be on top of the log going into the Christmas break. No, I'll give the senior the platform to also share his thoughts.
Tebza, Malums is not giving me hope. He's down, man. He says nothing made him happy got the first round of the season. Give me hope, man. Tell me what excited you, Sundowns, in the first round of the season.
But at least there's one thing that I'm happy about. One thing, if not two, one thing is seeing Kulisi play. Even if the little minutes that he played, I was happy to see him on the pitch, because what he produced is something that even a uncertified coach or unqualified coach could have used to give him more minutes. He showed what effect he has on the team. It's something that's similar, that if when Temba would come on the pitch back then, you'd see that energy, that Temba is the glue. Mkhulisi came on and became the glue, and how he orchestrated things on the pitch. But yet again, somebody or some people decide, no, that is enough, back on the stands or back on the bench. So the first thing that made me happy was just Mkhulisi getting the minutes that he got, because that's just the epitome of football, that he exudes, that guy. It's unfortunate how things have, the dice that has been rolled for him. Secondly, it will be Tabaya, the ladies team. That's one of the great things. Because another thing about the ladies team is that they've changed coaches. The ladies team have changed coaches. Ne? But you don't see Matata. Eh? They've changed coaches. But the winning mentality is there. The winning mentality, how they play, how they apply themselves, it's there. Hasta wasabu bolognese or spaghetti or what?
They didn't qualify for the Champions League this season, this past season.
They won the league. Clean. Lona le safuka fuka kwale re. So those are the only two things that bring me joy about the football club as it is as a whole. I've got very serious frustrations about how things have been done. Football is lost. We've lost football, man. It has escaped us from the head, Kwaku, the child of the president, to the bottom where the technical team and the players are not inspired, or the players are not guided, or the players are not being coached, because you're not getting the best out of the players. That much I can tell you. And if you're not getting the best of the players in terms of the talent that they possess individually, then it means coaching is not being done. If players are regressing, I mean, how much has Debza regressed? You can't tell me that Debza will give you a 10 out of 10 each and every game, or even a 9 out of 10 every game. Yeah, Lenda, I've never been whatever. Yeah, Lenda, just let it be. You know, you know, there's so many things that are not looking good, and team selection is questionable. People are not, you can see some people are just there because they are meant to be there. It's not because of merit. That iron sharpen iron thing, I think it's long left the team, because you can't say iron sharpens iron, then you don't use the other players. Do you think Chris will come in, or the other player that is on the bench, or coming from the stands, will give you the best when the motivation is so low that even if I train hard, I'm not going to start. Somebody else is going to start. The guaranteed players are going to start you know. So there's little to be happy about in terms of the club, if anything at all.
Hey guys, I thought you guys would give me hope. I thought you'd mention something and then I'd be like, oh yes, that has made me happy got Sundowns in the first round of the season. But yeah, no, man, it's all doom and gloom at Sundowns, to be honest. There's absolutely nothing to write home about at Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. It has been a frustrating first 4 months of the season, man. Hopefully, they normally say it can't get any worse. I support Liverpool. Every week, it seems as if it gets worse than, you know. So, yeah, man, hopefully for Sundowns, it doesn't get any worse. Gents, during the season preview, we all four of us, by the way, Rapelang is not available today, you know, but yeah, when we had the season preview, we were all confident we will retain the league championship, win for the 9th time in a row. We go into the second round of the season. I think we are 3 points behind number 1, Orlando Pirates, who have a game in hand. Are you guys as confident as you were before the season started? Are you still confident we will win the league? If so, why? If you're not confident, why are you not confident? Debza?
Yeah, no. Hey, we were misled by the Club World Cup. We were seriously misled by that Club World Cup performance. Reality dawned upon us very harshly. And I will admit and eat the humble pie that I clearly was overly confident. And by the looks of things, my sentiments were even wrong. And you can see by how things have started and how things are going that should we win this league, it will be by God's grace or divine intervention, not because of our performance or the coaching that takes place there. There's nothing about what is happening, and as things stand, that says to me, we will retain this league. Nothing at all. You get shocked. You don't even enjoy watching the team. Like after first half, recording your scheme because seriously, it's very painful to watch our club right now playing. So I'm not happy because of those reasons, that there is no performance, there is no energy, there is no direction, but obviously there's no coaching, and obviously the other two aspects, which is the SD and his technical team, they don't seem to know what is required for Sundowns to be back to where it was. They are doing the great job that's been started by a lot of people. They are doing such a great job. This project was going so well until the SD arrived, and now this situation that we find ourselves in. That's my sentiments about the league. It will be I read more.
Malums, tell me ukuthi siyayithatha le league futhi this season, because nangu uTebza lento ekhuluma mina angizwa
futhi kumnyama ukukhanya kuyafitiyela, kunzima ukubona okukhanya futhi. So into engizoyisho ukuthi sizohlala ethembeni ngoba we know the team can manage to come out victorious, whatever the circumstances are. But at this point, the team doesn't show ukuthi we can overcome the circumstances that we're facing. Why am I saying that? We point this to how we approach the games, how our coaching is like. It doesn't give me the hope we are gonna win the league. You know, before I go any further to say, Pirates is playing a really, really good football. We are showing Hori we want to challenge Sundowns, and then challenging Sundowns in a way that they need to be on their toes to show that they are the champions. And at this point, it seems like we're standing on one foot, on our toe, on one foot. And then you can only think about it, Hori, are you gonna be able to stand 5 minutes on one foot on your toes? Impossible. So that's what the situation is like at Sundowns now. It doesn't yield me or we are gonna defend the league. Offish, it's gonna be very bitter on our side, but on the positive side is that we hope the tax of AFCON can play a number on the Pirates players when they come back. Lirina having left so many players in the team, so that we beat with them. But knowing those guys, they are not gonna be used. We are just gonna be waiting for the guys who went to AFCON to come back and carry on and win the league. So game approach, I'm not happy about it. It doesn't say that we're going to win the league. The coaching is not good. You go into other matches whereby you go with a midfield pairing that needs an extra player, but the coach doesn't put that. You go into a game whereby that front three needs to be approach with one a center forward, or approach with 2 10s at most and one center forward. But the coach just goes in, it doesn't change any tactics, it doesn't become creative, it doesn't say, let me just throw out my cubes, let me see if I can build a bridge today or build a car. But it just continues to build a house that has cracked. It doesn't show. I'm not certain, but I believe that individually the players can the mentality come back and then sink it, approach their season despite them failing qualifying for CAF. And then let's get the energy from the young one. You go to our development. Our development, they are just dominating. From 13 to under 19, they are dominating. It's only one division that couldn't win the league. The other division, they won the league, dominating, and they score goals. So I don't know what template are they using in the development and what template are they using in the seniors. And the seniors, it's not my brother, but I hope look.
Hey, yeah, no, all we can do is ukuhlala ethembeni, but it is the hope that kills, because honestly speaking, this team is not playing like a league championship winning team. This team looks lost of ideas, man. You, like me, they look lost, man. Like more so when we play against a low block, you just know no, we want chances of penetrating that low block are very, very slim, and the pragmatic football that we are playing at Sundowns. Never felt Sundowns is like cowardice football. I grew up watching Sundowns play football, knowing that we are the protagonist, and we will attack you. Yes, you can score, but we'll outscore you. We'll dominate you, got possession, and that's the Sundowns I grew up watching. This Sundowns, I do not know it. I do not the Sundowns. And the frustrating thing about this pragmatism is that you'd expect a team that's pragmatic not to be giving away lots of chances to the opponents. Yet this team gives away so many chances to the opponents. Like when Sundowns plays, when we have possession, it feels like the opponents banally an extra player because it's so difficult for us to penetrate the opponents. Yet when the opposition have possession, it feels like we are a man down, and it is so frustrating watching this current Sundowns team. And they do not inspire you with any hope for it. Now you can bet your house on this Sundowns team like we've done in the past already. They will win the league. It's not inspiring at all, gents. Like, it is not you. Yeah, no, let me just end it there. Guys, we are going into another transfer window in the next few weeks. Should we, take off, put on your heads, Flemingberg. You both are now both Flemingberg. Flemingberg 1, Flemingberg 2. Are you going to go into the transfer market? And if you do, who do you get? Where do you plug on and add more Sundowns? Let's start with you, Malums.
Well, my brother, the transfer window opens. I am Flemingberg. I will sign a coach. I will sign an assistant coach. I will sign a performance analyst. And then when it comes to players, I don't sign anything. I just go there to say, bring me Bennett Mukwena back to the seniors. Give this boy the last half of the season. The boy showed character. The boy showed his readiness. Put him there. You've seen Sibia in the national team just recently. Bring him there. Let these boys play. Show why you gave them senior contracts. No, don't show us that you have given senior contracts by sending them to DDC on weekends where we don't even see some of the matches, but then you are gonna tell us they are playing very well. Where are we seeing that? Show us in the senior team so that we can be certain of what it's happening. So I'm signing a coach. Definitely, I'm signing a coach. I'm signing a technical team that is gonna change the complexity of Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm gonna sign a coach that is willing to coach, not a coach that is gonna be standing on the sidelines, issuing instructions. But the football it doesn't change. The football remains the same. So I don't think Sundowns really has to go to the transfer market unless we have to go to the transfer market, considering there are rumors that Peter Shalulile will be out for the whole of the season. We don't have a striker. So we go and look for a striker that is seasoned, a striker that will come in and bang goals, a striker that won't need any adjustments to the league. Because you can see now we have only scored 20 goals in the league. So we need a striker that at least will give us another 10 goals, and then we are hoping other players also will add into the goals that we have at the moment. So those are the departments that I will look at that we sign. Other than that, just keep Sundowns as it is, and then get a coach.
Malums, you spoke about performance analyst. I will send my CV go Sundowns since I have papers. So it's a performance analysis in football. So thank you for showing me I have a position at Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, man. Debza?
No, Malume is taking the words out of my mouth. I don't think we need to sign because history has told us since SD and Cardoso have been there that we sign certain players, then we sign other players who've got contracts to play. So there's no point of bringing any other player because we've signed CQ, we've signed Pasadine, we've given young kids a contract, but we are not even, we signed Levo, we don't know what's going on. So there isn't any point of signing players at our team. I mean, we've got an avalanche of talent in the DDC CD team. The boys that Malume has spoken about, I don't think he mentioned that Mukwena boy also on top of the one who plays in the middle, the one who plays in the middle, Otto Compitani Debs. I think that boy is it Mukwena?
No, that's not Mukwena. That's not Mukwena. Kekan.
The one who plays in the
He's talking
middle.
about Kekan.
Yeah, that boy is a gem of note, and he can only grow and be better if he's allowed an opportunity to compete at that level. You refine yourself at that level. I know he had a sort of a shaky game against Marquez, but that was a once-off in a different condition and against a very volatile team. You understand? So allow the boy to grow into that space. Allow him to compete. And if given an opportunity, I think these boys can actually prove themselves to be better. I mean, look at this boy, Okupile Ole. Manumsa Bokaina was strike. That boy bangs and goes like a Garinje with eyes closed, go the TDC team. He is hungry. Look, when he plays for the senior team, that boy, he just wants to pass the ball inside the net. That's the type of hunger I see, and I would love to have him in the senior team. That's why I'm saying, just like Malume, there is more of getting rid of than actually bringing in. So you rid of that entire technical team. You know, even Meniere Compella, you rid of him, Kennedy, you rid of them. And lastly, Sophie does us a favor and rid of SD, because we've never done well since the SD has been here. You understand? And we need to go back to how things were done. Even if you bring a proper coach, somebody who understands that we play on the front foot. We've got quality players who need to be coached, guided, given instructions, and allowed to play on the front foot to the best of their ability. You understand? To play the Sundowns way. Yes, we're not supposed to be fixated. Football changes and evolves, but we need players who are not playing as they currently are, which is more worried about, or even playing backwards. You know, players who are regressing in terms of their quality, in terms of their performance. You understand? So I think it's more getting rid of the outside, the people who are playing on the pitch, and allowing the younger ones to be included into the team. We've got enough quality players in that club to actually be doing much better than we currently are.
Hey, yeah, no, Go Flemingberg, my Flemingbergs. Okay, from my side, from my side, the idea of Puso Tejani excites me. I think that boy is a damn good player, man. Not because he's won the last 2 Player of the Month awards. I've been watching progress, young family, and I've been very, very happy with what I've seen from that boy. He's not a one-dimensional forward, side forward, And I think that boy would give us way much more than Tashrik, because Tashrik is only gives you stats, man. He's a stats merchant, Tashrik. That boy eliminates, can be direct, eliminates players in front of him. He can invert, he can play. He's your typical Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club player, that boy. But with that said, I don't want us to go and get that poor boy and only to turn him into a ball boy like that team he came from the south of Johannesburg, because he's way too good to be on the bench, because the people that he will personally be competing with him seemingly is one of those who also has a contract to be playing no matter how he performs, So, yeah, man. And the other thing that worries me, our center backs, Grant went down that game at Celtic, and it looked like he was touching his Achilles. It didn't look like he was holding his what do you call the calf? Because if it was a calf, okay, I would say it won't be that long. It looked like he was holding his Achilles, and if it's an Achilles thing, man, I'm worried. We lacking numbers. Because Wikipedia, you worry every time he goes down. So, yeah, man, hopefully, granted, injury high is not that serious, and we don't have to end up going into the market. Guys, we have got 5 minutes. Let's wrap it up now. I'll give you guys 2 minutes each. Then, what do you like to see in the second half of the season? Any of you can start.
I would like to see, players being rewarded with a starting lineup based on merit. I would like to see player performance improving. I would like to see a new coach who's going to coach. I would like to see us as Sundowns fans being honest and not being worried about being sidelined for the yogurt or yogurt or this nice things about you know, and insulting each other when somebody holds a different opinion compared to yours, you know. We should all be allowed to express ourselves freely without rohana or insulting each other. You understand? We all love the club, but the things that we view game differently, but we passionately love the club. So I'd like to see a new coach, our players being given a chance to play on merit. You know, CPI refine another CP, and that other CP is you understand? I would like to see these 3 or 4 boys that we spoke about, Wako TTC, playing, getting more minutes. And I'd like to see a very, very important inclusion in Mkulisi. This is not a Mkulisi channel, but we need to be honest. Mkulisi, we need Mkulisi to play in that team. There is no parking. There is no creativity. There's no one who carries us forward with the ball, not sideways like that other guy who just runs around the field. Pass it. Every time he's looking for somebody, he will only pass Daves first before he does anything with the ball. You understand? So we need Mkulis who's very creative with the ball, who can carry us forward, who can link players. You understand? So that's what I would want to see going forward. But if things don't change according to how I wish, then
Malums,
that's my
your 2 minutes start now.
Oh, well, on my end, I feel like also what we need to do better is how we approach the game, you know. The way we are using our midfield, I feel like now it's about time we go to maybe to a midfield 3 and a front 3, whereby we have a center forward and 2 10s. Because using Sanchez and Rezino at once, to me, it doesn't help us in terms of rest defense of their ball movement, because these guys, they are not present enough. So putting another midfielder, putting Mkulise in that midfield 3, and then you have 2 controllers, and then you have a ball carrier. You have someone that will look into going into that central channel. And then if you still want to use your South or your Europeans, one of them will have to go on the side, and the other one go on the side. And then if you still want to use Matthews has to play as a center forward. And then that's it. And then on the other parts of it, I need us to do better in terms of going to the net bank, since when we've done very horribly with MTN8, we couldn't win it. We didn't go as far as we would have wished. And then also Carling Cup, we didn't play much better. So yeah, I feel our better should be also the coaching, getting a new coach that will coach this team. It's one of the things that is muchly needed in this team. And then otherwise, as Auntie Sadie would say, so as an elder also mentioned now, it's up to them. But the team is there. We they can do better. They can do better. Really, they can do better.
Hey, yeah, no. Hey, you guys mentioned getting rid of the coach numerous times. I'm not gonna go there. I've said my piece, Cardoso. Everyone knows how I feel about Coach Cardoso. But from my side, what I'd like to see in the second half of the season is less pragmatism from Sundowns and more fluidity coupled with results, guys. I want to see a better Sundowns, the Sundowns that I know, the Sundowns that I grew up watching, the Sundowns that takes the game to the opponents and dominates whoever we play against. You know, I want to see a Sundowns that will be feared by opposition like in the past. You know, it seems like the bar has dropped so low at Sundowns. It seems like we've forgotten who we are. It seems like we've lost all the confidence that we had. The bar hasn't even just dropped. It is underground at this rate at Sundowns. It seems like we are comfortable. We are happy with what we're seeing in Sundowns. Not me. This is not the Sundowns that I'm used to. I know Sundowns, I know what Sundowns is capable of, and I need to see that Sundowns in the second round of the season, because this Sundowns, man, our one of it. This is not our Sundowns if we're keeping it hundreds, And yeah, man, everyone is entitled to their views. A huge chunk of the fan base on the comments say we've been negative about the team. What's there to be positive right now, Sundowns? Because for me, there is absolutely nothing to be positive about Sundowns. That we are watching Sundowns Cardoso, and when I look at things right now, I do not see improvement as long as Cardoso and Flemingberg are at the club. That's where I will end it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support throughout the year. Before we end this, let me rather end this by wishing our national team, Bafana Bafana, all the best of luck at AFCON in Morocco, the AFCON tournament that will be starting in the next few weeks, man. Hopefully they go a step further and play the last game of the tournament, that being the final, and bring back gold. I think we have a very good team and a very good coach. And yeah, man, all the best of luck to the boys and to everyone who supported us throughout the year. Thank you very much for your support. Wishing you and your loved ones a Merry Christmas. Please be safe on the roads. Have the time of your life with your families, and hopefully 2026 will be nothing but amazing for you and your loved ones. It will bring you everything that your heart desires. And once again, thank you very much for your support. What we say here is just the opinions, at times facts, and yeah, man, we are no better than anyone. Just that we created this platform where we sit and discuss this and make our views public, but it doesn't make us any better. We just love this club and we'll continue supporting this club. Even after the negatives that we said, we'll continue supporting. I had a friend, Smongseni Nene, who is a Kaizer Chiefs fan. He has a knack. Yeah, not Abutua High. Let's call on it. They have a knack of calling me every single time, whether I'm recording for the Yellow Corner for Goal or for my TikTok channel. He just sent me a message. Are you shooting? Yes, I am shooting. And yeah, guys, thank you very much. Malums, thank you very much. Kemza, Masandawana, see you next year. Shap Masandawana.
Shap Masandawana.